Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, together with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today is Thursday, the 11th of September 2025, or the 20th of July in the 13th year of Chongnalguk. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champunim Chambay. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 전일극주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chongnalguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love.
Please join me. I'll just offer the prayer that Father gave. Loving Heavenly Parent, today is 20th May 1984, but actually it is to be considered one with the 16th of May when at 12:54 a.m. I declared the Day of the Love of God. Through the unity of the family level expressed then at East Garden, today can be connected with that day of historical declaration. Heavenly Parent, please come and dwell amongst us now. Because of the unity between true parents on earth and Heavenly Parent Hunjin and Jesus in the spirit world, all 120 nations in the spirit world and all 120 nations on earth now have the right to resurrection. Due to satanic love, we lost the sovereignty of God. But now at this historical peak of Tangam, centering on the love of true parents and the love of God, we restore this lost historical heritage and are able to declare the Day of the Love of God. O Heavenly Parent, O Earth, I proclaim that we stand united in the Xinjiang territory with one mind and one ideal. May Heavenly Parent, true parents, true children, and all blessed families be united, centered on the sovereignty of God's love. Let us form one heritage and march forward together. May this day be one of great dignity. Please accept this declaration in which I proclaim the Day of the Love of God in the name of Heavenly Parent and true parents. Arju, Arju, Arju. Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Can you see?
Yes, can see. Yeah. First.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today also beginning a new day. Let's offer the sincere devotion and heart and offer the victory to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So thank you very much for joining today. Yesterday, all our missionaries arrived well, and we successfully finished the first day program. So I could not get many photo, but some photo I would like to share to you. So this is the airport. So they left from Korea 2 days ago, and almost whole day they traveled through Singapore to Auckland. So this travel is not easy things, but really they arrived well this yesterday morning, and official program has been started from the lunchtime. So we had the briefing in the headquarters. And after that, we visited to the holy ground of the New Zealand. So that time, the weather was really beautiful. In the beginning, there was raining, but lunch and afternoon was really the good time. So you could see. So this is the holy ground in Auckland. So we visited there and pray well and also walk well. So this is a beautiful park and sincere offering we offered. And our 신칠씨는 Human Missionary, they really offered a sincere devotion. And after that, there was the coffee time and also spend time with youth group. So I believe you had an enjoying time. That time another elder doesn't join this group, only youth have a sharing time. Then evening time, yesterday was the official meeting with the blessed families. So they are showing gratitude and heart. And they offer the many performance also, but sorry, I could not get photo. Maybe each nation, you can share the photo later. And also the cake cutting, well, and really 신칠 missionary, 신임 missionary, Human missionary, their message was so much touched and really deep content. I believe next time maybe if you could share, that's good. And also concluded the yesterday official program. So you know about Korea situation now. It's not simple situation. That's why the all national leader or content director were called to Korea to offer the special 13 days terms and condition started from yesterday. So that much now serious situation in Korea, but the before this 1 week before and even 2 or 3 days before of this tour, this staff and also 신칠 missionary also reported and met to the mother whether they should continue this tour or not. And mother said, don't worry about my things and about Korea. Everything is going well. And if you go to the country and to meet the members, member will receive the hope. That's why don't worry about me. Please visit to the country and please meet the brothers and sisters. So this was the mother's message. That's why they came to this tour and also started the things. So always to the mother are concerned about our brothers and sisters, blessed families, and also shared heart. And with this heart, our 신칠씨는 Human Missionary also is visiting to the country by country. So really we have to pray more and we have to prepare more to welcome those missionaries and also the heart of our true parents. So today is the second day, and tonight we will move from New Zealand to Australia. So please pray. All process will be going well, safely, and also going to the next place. So anyway, thank you, our all New Zealand brothers and sisters. Maybe later, if some New Zealand member is here, maybe you can share some your feeling or experience also. Okay, so thank you very much. So we will continue to read the Fundok message. So today's message from Chansangyeon, Earthly Life and Spirit World, the Last Days and Returning Resurrection. So let's study together. Okay, please.
The returning resurrection of spirits. If you fail to equip yourself fully during your time on earth, and you end up going to the spirit world with Satan claiming dominion over your mind, how will you be able to manifest the works of God? It will be extremely difficult. If you fail to fulfill your responsibility on earth, you will have to set up your descendants in your place. You will have to set them up in a position like that of a Messiah who can save you. You will have to help them and cooperate with them, taking their circumstances into consideration. You will have no choice but to cooperate with them, so that through them you can fulfill the responsibility you failed to carry out while you were alive. This is the phenomenon of returning resurrection.
Yes, thank you. So now we are studying about the spiritual world and the returning resurrection of spirits. So what meaning is this? Originally, we spend the time, the life on this earth, and to fulfill the growing period and also our portion of responsibility and to be perfected and to go to the spirit world. This was, and in this is the original and also the principle. But how is the current situation? Because of human fall of our first ancestors, people lost the connection with God and Heavenly Parent, and we lost the sense about spiritual world, and we don't know about God, purpose of life, even the meaning of physical world, meaning of the life of the physical world to prepare for the spiritual world. That's why originally we have to fulfill our portion of responsibility, but many of humanity could not fulfill and to go to the spirit world. Then if go to the spirit world without fulfilling responsibility, what's happened for the person? Because the person did not fulfill the responsibility. So even, and that should be fulfilled on this earth. That's why even people go to the spirit world, but they have to come down again and they have to ask the descendants to fulfill the responsibility behalf of them. This is the returning resurrection of spirits. So we, or all of you, have the many ancestors, right? So please think about this. How often do you think about your ancestors? And how often or seriously do you think about your portion of responsibility? We are sometimes facing difficult situation, or even our life itself is not easy, and we don't recognize even the existence of spirit world. Then some ancestor come down to you, or even you go to spirit world and you come down to your descendants. How much people, descendants, could recognize those message or calling from ancestor or spirit world and fulfill the responsibility behalf of ancestors. That's why during earthly lifetime, we should understand, recognize, and realize this meaning and fulfill. This is the special moment and really important things. And in the same time, not only fulfilling our portion of responsibility, but also to fulfill our ancestors' portion of responsibility. This is the attitude of filial son and also filial daughter. Please.
Originally, human beings should not have been under Satan's rule. They should have lived in the realm of God's direct dominion. As a result of the fall, however, they came to live in the fallen realm. In order to escape from that realm, they have to pay indemnity as individuals and as families. Without indemnity, they cannot escape. Therefore, spirits unfailingly come forth through the phenomenon of returning to earth in every historical age. Some people interpret this as transmigration or reincarnation. This spiritual phenomenon applies to you as well. If you practiced your faith on the individual level only and died, because you never had a family, you would have to go through the level of the family and eventually the levels of the tribe, people, nation, and world. You have no idea how many billions of years that would take. The time needed would be nothing short of infinite.
Thank you. In order to escape from that realm, they have to pay indemnity as individuals and as families. Without indemnity, they cannot escape. Therefore, spirits unfoldingly come forth through the phenomenon of returning to earth in every historical age. So this is the principle. We should fulfill the things, we have to fulfill the things which we should fulfill. Otherwise, we should come back again and have to fulfill the things. So please reflect your life. What kind of life do you spend now? Even any kind of life we are spending, but still we are here on this earth. That meaning is we can do a lot of things during our life of in this earth. Please.
We know very well that through his death, Jesus substantially testified about his entire hope to all of heaven and earth. On the way to the cross, he prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet, not what I want, but what you want." Matthew 26:39. As he prayed, he surely realized with intensity unrivaled by anyone that the more the fear of death washed over his heart, the closer the day of hope drew near. In other words, he felt that after going beyond the death of his physical body, a new world of hope would unfold before him, and he yearned for that world. Because he hoped for resurrection in an eternally liberated body after his physical death, and he yearned for it after he died, he was able to resurrect in glory.
Thank you. Jesus knew the mission and also knew the heaven's will and wish. That's why at the last moment of his life, he offered those serious, deep prayer. And through parents, also explained about Jesus' life and the last moment of Jesus' prayer from several point of view. So the ending moment of the earthly life, his message is not just sad for just own desire or own life, but more than that, he knew the heart of God and Heavenly Parent and also will of God. If he go to the spirit world without completing the providence, God and Heavenly Parent will be continuously sad and in pain. That's why he seriously offered those prayer. So preparation for going to the spirit world, and there was many heart, the serious heart within the limited life, but even he went beyond any kind of circumstances, and finally also he did the resurrection spiritually. Please.
The central root, central trunk, and central bud are connected to me. As the mainstream, the central root, central trunk, central branch, and central bud are connected in a consistent flow to the individual level and the family level. In short, they are alive. They have gone through the returning resurrection. All those who connect as branches to the Lord of the second coming can live. By doing this, everyone from Adam's family to the world level can stand in the position to be resurrected simultaneously. It is a work of engrafting and perfecting in only a few years what has multiplied for tens of thousands of years. So the kingdom of heaven of individuals and the kingdom of heaven of families on earth and even the kingdom of heaven in heaven can be completed at the same time.
Thank you. The central root, central trunk, and central bud are connected to me. As the mainstream, the central root, central trunk, central branch, and central bud are connected in a consistent flow to the individual level and the family level. In short, they are alive. They have gone through the returning resurrection. When we see the history, there has not been the central point, But because of the returning Messiah, only begotten daughter, and because of two parents, the central point was established, and because of this, there was the way where all humanity could be connected. So you can see from Adam's family to the world, from true family to the world. So those way to go to the future was opened. So it was the historical moment. We should understand this historical meaning together. Please.
I could not do two things at once, so I had to carry them out separately. For that reason, centering on the spiritual standard, I established Hunjin as Commander-in-Chief of the spirit world. The Lord of the Second Advent came to earth centered on God, and in the opposite direction, I sent Hunjin from earth centered on me in the position of the Lord of the Second Advent of the Heavenly Kingdom. I have united the divided spiritual and physical worlds. I had my son carry out the work of the realm of resurrection in the spirit world in place of his living father, with the authority of the blessing, based on the fact that the spirit world did not have a connection to the love of true parents.
Thank you. So first time in the history, three parents emerged on this earth. So I think this message is a little bit the earlier time message, but at the moment or even before, even in the spirit world, there was no true parents. That's why true parents sent Hunjinim to the spiritual world and guided the spiritual providence in the spiritual world. Originally, the physical world and spirit world are connected, and to go together, providence should be happened in the same time. So, but because of human fall, it was separated. So now, centering on three parents, all things are carried on together. Please.
Since the ceremony of rebirth, the ceremony of resurrection, and the ceremony of eternal life can now be performed, and based on this supreme foundation having been laid on earth, centered on the first Israel, the second Israel, which is the United States, and the third Israel, which is Korea, the boundary line dividing the spiritual and physical worlds has been abolished.
Yes, so depends on the progress of providence. The boundary line will be disappeared. Please.
Now there is nothing to worry about. We can just let things take their own course. What will happen is that spirits from the spirit world will return to earth. The failure to fulfill God's providential will to save the spirit world through 3 ages, the Old Testament age, the New Testament age, and the completed Testament age, will be completely reversed, and thus will be realized automatically. Through the completion of the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the completed Testament ages, the providence automatically sets its direction and moves forward. The spirit world will set its direction centered on God and centered on the earth. The earth will not move ahead of it.
Yes, thank you. So, depends on the progress of providence. The providential development in spirit world would be happened, and also development of the providence on this earth would be happened more and more. Please.
The right of the eldest son will be restored based on the original standard, and God, our cosmic parent, and the Lord of the Second Advent on earth, that is, the parents of heaven and earth, will establish their lineage through a new ideology based on the blessing, and they will move forward horizontally. Thus, the gates to the kingdom of heaven on earth and in heaven will open automatically. There, everything will be overturned and the entire spirit world will come down.
Thank you. This is the flow of the providence. So I will read again. The right of the eldest son will be restored based on the original standard, and God, our cosmic parent, and the Lord of the Second Advent on earth, that is the parents of heaven and earth, will establish their lineage through a new ideology based on the blessing, and they will move forward horizontally. Thus, the gates to the kingdom of heaven on earth and in heaven will open automatically. There, everything will be overturned, and the entire spirit world will come down. So, blessing and a new start carried on by to the parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Because of this standard, the gate of heaven would be opened. So we could see the key is the blessing and also to the parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Please.
We should wait eagerly for the day of resurrection. Heaven has to be resurrected through the earth. We think the base of resurrection is in heaven, but it is not. It is on earth. This earth is the center. The base of resurrection and the place of resolution are on this earth. If resurrection does not take place on this earth, the resurrection of heaven, the resurrection of humankind, the resurrection of all things, and the resurrection of people in hell will remain mere words. Therefore, a resurrected person must appear on earth first. In the spirit world, there are hell, the middle spirit world, paradise, and heaven.
Thank you. We should wait eagerly for the day of resurrection. Heaven has to be resurrected through the earth. We think the base of resurrection is in heaven, but it is not. It is on earth. So three parents repeated those words continuously. Where is the kingdom of heaven? Where is the resurrection? Where is the salvation? These were not in the heaven, but it's on earth. And even the life of the spirit world will be decided through the earthly life. So we should know this meaning clearly. Please.
To this day, people who have shown loyalty to heaven have gone to paradise. Even Jesus is in paradise. In achieving the purpose of resurrection, the indirect destination is the spirit world, and the direct destination is the earth. The spirit world is the place that must be resurrected, but the earth is where resurrection must happen first. Therefore, only when we first can declare on earth, I have been resurrected, I have concluded the purpose of resurrection, can we go to the kingdom of heaven in heaven.
Thank you. So this is also a little bit complicated concept, right? Please see again. I will read again. In achieving the purpose of resurrection, the indirect destination is the spirit world, and the direct destination is the earth. The spirit world is the place that must be resurrected, but the earth is where resurrection must happen first. Therefore, only when we first can declare on earth, I have been resurrected, I have concluded the purpose of resurrection, can we go to the kingdom of heaven in heaven. So, everyone will go to the spirit world, but the place where we will resurrect is on this earth, because we have to fulfill the purpose of resurrection on this earth. And when we fulfill those purpose of resurrection, then finally we could enter the final destination, the kingdom of heaven, or highest position. So what's the main message of these things? We could go the highest point of the spirit world one time through fulfilling the responsibility on this earth, or we go to spirit world, come down again to the fulfill responsibility, and go to spirit world and come down on this earth again. So what's our decision? Anyway, there is responsibility, and someday we have to fulfill during our earthly life, or even after going to the spirit world, and to come down and to wait our descendants to fulfill responsibility behalf of ourselves. So this is the final slide, please.
What is the meaning of the phrase opening of heaven and earth? What people would be eligible to participate in the first resurrection? It is those who have passed through the gates of the blessing. That is why even the elderly in their 80s need to become young again. That may sound strange, but even grandmothers and grandfathers need to marry their spouse again. This is because in order to establish the nation of the third Israel and become its citizens, we need to pass through the gates of the blessing.
Yes, thank you. So in order to be fulfilled, this all resurrection providence of our Heavenly Parent, finally, all people have to go through the path of the blessing. So this is main message of this spiritual world and also this today's contents. So we could see, the more we study about spirit world, the more we feel be serious about earthly life for this moment in the each days. But this is our way to spend and to go the final destination. So always we have to reflect ourselves and determine and also fulfill providence together with our heavenly parent and true parents. So spiritual world always we have to see. So anyway, now the 신칠 씨는 유명 missionary and Korean delegate are spending in Oceania, start from the New Zealand. So this is also great blessing, also great love from our Heavenly Parent and True Parents and our Holy Mother and True Mother. So let's welcome well and unite well and have a great time. So thank you for joining today's morning hundoke. Have a good day. 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing. And before asking others to speak about the experience in New Zealand, I just wanted to just quickly reflect on the thing that struck me in today's message, just the understanding more clearly about resurrection and rebirth, how it is the unity of both physical and spiritual world at the same time. Because Father pointed out you cannot do two things at once, and so resurrection and rebirth happens even though on earth first, it's in a way simultaneous with the spirit world. And so, this process, that God sent true parents for the resurrection, rebirth, he sent true parents to earth and the resurrection and rebirth on earth. But at the same time, because of the blessing, the spirit world has to be blessed as well. Then true Father sent Hunjin to heaven, to God, and to begin the resurrection and rebirth in the spirit world. So through the blessing of true parents, this resurrection rebirth could actually begin. And so we have this unity between heaven and earth, centered around the blessing, and because of the blessing, then spirit world can come and after being blessed, to support the people on earth to receive the blessing, and then finally bring about the kingdom of heaven on earth than in heaven. So the blessing really is the key to opening the gates of heaven, and through the blessing, simultaneously, spirit world and physical world are being blessed. So I just found that interesting, that this process of God sending and true parents sending back, and then the entire process through the blessing enables the fulfillment of God's dream, which is the liberation of all the death brought about by the fall, and so new life, rebirth and resurrection takes place. So anyway, so that was my interesting reflection. I just wanted to share that, and yes, please share anything you like, and those in New Zealand, happy to hear how it is in New Zealand, if there's anyone here. Okay, thank you. Yes, no, go ahead. I need to unmute, sorry.
Good morning. Last night after our dinner, Shenyong shared. It was yeah, we take it for granted that they know us like we know them. He said, I go around all the countries and I meet you. I don't even know you. He's really down to earth. He's really down to earth. And it's true. We take it for granted. Like, we study, we learn about them, but it's impossible for them to know every individual, physically. So he was sharing anyway about how they go around the world and meet so many people, but yeah, and they have to put on, brave faces and that. So yeah, it is a lot to young people to, to feel like we feel about them. Because I mean strangers. It's okay, strangers for a moment, but they're the children of true parents or grandchildren, and they represent our true parents, and they're cute. One is serious, one is lively, one, but yeah, it's a blessing to have them come, and we're so blessed when we weren't on the list and then we come first. Anyway, it's nice to have them. Yeah, they're very relaxed and no fuss and speak well with the members, and yeah, quite casual. And I like Mr. Park. Mr. Park is really good, the one that comes with them and yeah, look after them. So anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to share. I don't want to take too much time. Thank you.
Thank you, Lav. Yes, Tony, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I don't normally talk on this program, but I went last night I wasn't there in the daytime, and I was quite nervous beforehand because I didn't know what to expect. And I was driving we live in West Auckland. It's about half an hour away by car. But yeah, it was a lovely event. I was filming a lot. I got a sort of my own video camera, and then my wife couldn't be there last night, so I was playing it back this morning at 6 o'clock. We were going over the whole program again this morning, and yeah, I don't know why I was anxious, because it was a very calm, very relaxed, beautiful atmosphere, family atmosphere. Really, I really felt that. Often in our movement, we talk a lot about, we're one family, but I really felt that last night. And the whole program was great. The cultural side was good. The dances were beautiful from the young sisters, really. Tongan, from Tonga and from the Cook Islands. As I said, I watched it again on video this morning. so it was really well done, and it was so relaxing and beautiful. And yeah, so sorry, the phone's going off. Yes, and also, yeah, it's so nice to hear them talking, because we have our expectations, and I just saw two very, very lovely young men there. They are young. but they are themselves. They were their true selves, and talking about mother in a very natural way. And yeah, it was very, I have a lot of hope. They were, they're just being themselves, but also serious, but also joking, smiling, laughing. It was lovely. And then right at the end, I'm a bit of a shy person sometimes, and people were rushing up and saying, they were having photos with the Shin Chul and Shin Hung. And right at the end, two of the missionaries came up to me and said, "Tony, have you had your photograph?" I said, "No, not yet." And then before I knew it, I was standing next to Shin Chul, and I said to him, "I was with your father in Berlin because I was there. I was there at the Berlin Wall. We lived in Germany for 12 years, so I was able to share that, and that I was there with his father, about 3 or 4 meters away. Yeah, it was a wonderful event, and in all respects. And I was like a guest, really. I wasn't involved in preparing anything, and I wasn't driving anybody around. But it was a lovely event, and I'm sure when they come to Sydney, I'm sure you're going to have similar experience. That's all I have to say there.
Thank you, Tony. Okay. Yes, Kathy, go ahead.
The thing that struck me is that when they came to New Zealand, I think it was Shin Hyun mentioned that it was very calm. He had a calm feeling. So it made you think they couldn't sleep on the plane. The 9 hours flight from Singapore to New Zealand, they couldn't fly. So I understood how deeply there must be so much conflict going on in Korea and Japan in that. So that they could come to New Zealand and come to the islands, and at least we don't have that conflict here, that they could be at least calm. That's the word that struck me, the calmness, that they felt that, and just make it simple and easy for them. I was involved in the kitchen, basically behind the scenes, so we just wanted everything to be them to be happy and enjoy it. That was the most important thing, for them to be relaxed and to enjoy it. They didn't know us all personally. They have a lovely sense of humor. As soon as the music starts, they're both moving. As soon as there's any music. So have plenty of music. Yeah, have a lot of nice music. They just moved with the as soon as music starts, they're moving. It was really lovely. And the staff, that all the people, all the members worked so well together. It was really lovely to see them all working together, and just everybody filling in and just checking on, and it was just really nice. So I hope they have a good day today, your last day. And welcome to Sydney. Be lovely.
Oh yeah, he did. Shin did say he felt a calmness.
Yeah.
In New Zealand. He felt calm. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway, he's got a lot. I hope he will report about their meeting with True Mother before they left. He shared that with us. Mm.
They shared quite a few different things. It's lovely. And the wife was beautiful too, lovely too. She said some things as well. Very nice. So enjoy your time with them. Very precious.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Is it me speaking? Yeah, sorry. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
driving at the same time, which is not a good thing to do. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's a very good experience. There were some members who don't often come, and they had a very good feeling. And one of them expressed to me that he really learned something he kind of didn't really think about much before. And yeah, so there's an opportunity for members who don't come around often. Kenji asked us to sort of phone people who don't often come and also invite them to make it a very public event. Sometimes people feel it gets a bit exclusive historically, but anyway, it's, yeah, just the sharing is very family and very embracing, really. So anyway, as Kathy said, you know, they felt themselves a very calm spirit. And yeah, something I reflect on a bit, which one of these members who doesn't come often, he said, I sort of understood something about the inheritors of love. And then I felt to myself that inheritors of heart is that we should inherit from them because they represent Mother's heart to us. And also we should inherit that heart as well. I don't think we appreciate the environment we live in. We get so used to this environment of love that's surrounding us by very supportive brothers and sisters that we just get so used to it. We think it's like normal, but other people often live in a very conflictual world. And so when they also have the potential to experience that, yeah, I guess the harmony in the cooperation and some feeling of love energy, you know, that will come to them. Yeah, anyway, that's just a few thoughts about the inheritors of heart. We should also inherit that heart and also express that to others. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Yes, Keitha?
So no.
Yeah, you can hear you now. Yeah.
I've lost you on the screen. All right, okay. My techie man made a mistake. Just wanted to, the thing that touched me a lot, well, before this event was happening, our Polynesian brothers and sisters mainly were preparing items, and I just felt a deep sadness that I couldn't think of any Maori in our community that would be there. In the early days of our movement, many Maori brothers and sisters joined and got blessed, but they are not around at the moment, unfortunately. So I have a lot of sadness about that. And I was thinking who could be perhaps the Maori representative. In the Maori culture, there is a pōwhiri, there's a welcome that is given by the guest that would be very beautiful for the grandchildren to experience, and just to have our Maori community representative. And and then recently, and then I was so surprised, Tony had told me the missionaries have a young Maori guest at the moment, yeah, who came to Sunday service for the first time maybe a week ago, and he was actually there. They obviously invited them, and I really felt so grateful, and I really felt God was so happy. Who knows what's going to happen with this young man, but he was there and he participated in the singing. He added, it was just beautiful. So I was really comforted, and I felt Heavenly Parent was really comforted by his presence. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Yes, now?
Can I just say something about that young Māori boy? The day before, on Tuesday, he just happened to walk past. I mean, he's been coming to the centre, but that day he had a day off to fix his car. So he came past, and Kathy and I were in the garden tidying up. And then he came, oh, can I help? And then I said, yeah, sure. So he dug something out from the garden. And then I said, he was asking about what was happening. So I told him about our special guest and then I said, the sisters, the missionaries are in there trying to learn a Māori song. You might want to go and help. Can you go and help them? So so after helping in the garden, he went in and they learned a song in one day, which they sung at the dinner. And then he sang a little tiny part on his own with a very high voice, and Shanung was a whoa, because he had a very high pitch when he sang. So it was nice to have him, and he was very helpful during the dinner as well, packing the dishes away. So very young lad. It was nice. I said, look, just pop around anytime. If there are people here, come in for a cup of tea. And even the sisters were surprised, the missionaries were surprised that he had come there that day because they hadn't invited him. He just happened to walk past and saw us in the garden. So that's really nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's the really lovely boy, lovely guy. He came about 3 weeks ago, and I was the MC, and I said to him before he came, I said, look, usually what we do is when we see somebody new come, we ask them to say a few words. And I said to him, would you like to say anything? He said, no, I'm too shy. I said, that's fine. So I didn't put him through that. Then he came the next week as well, and he's been coming quite regularly. He hasn't really understood. He hasn't had any basic lectures at all. He just loves the atmosphere, and I said to him, how come you're here? When we were out gardening the other day, he said, I was just going to go for a walk in the domain, and something said to me, I've got to go to this Parnell Centre. So he came, and he's really lovely. He helps with all sorts of things. And it's the love that he really responds to. His family, the mother lives in the South Island and the father lives in the North Island, and his siblings live in the South Island too. So and he's studying up. He's working, moving furniture, I think. Yeah. So he really likes the family atmosphere. So it's what love we give to the people. They respond very deeply.
Very true. Thank you. Wow. Yes, let's hope here in Australia we can just continue that family feeling so they can feel that we're not just the family of a nation, but family of a region. Yeah. And as so many people say, it's the ocean that joins us all together. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. It is time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up the screen. Okay. Let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for sharing, Rev Yutaka, and hi. Yes, thank you. I hope everyone has a good day.
Uncle John.
Have a good day.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend. Taka. See you soon.
Yeah, please prepare well.
Blessings,
Yeah.
everyone. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.